We got involved in the St. Patrick's Day Festival or the group got involved with it because one of my colleagues approached us. He had already researched the festival and also spoken with some of the organisers, and so he approached me and asked me if I was interested in doing the project with the students, and I said yeah, I would be, and that's how we came to actually participate. So I felt that it would be a good project for the students because it would be a real life experience, and also they could put those skills into practice. So for that reason I decided that would be a good project for them to do.
The idea to approach the students from the festival's point of view would be that both of them could benefit from it really, both the students and the festival, insofar as the festival could get their events recorded and the students could have projects to work on and to finish and have a final product that they could put both on the web and as part of their final projects on their studies.
This is the first year that we expanded into a festival. In previous years it's just been the parade on St. Patrick's Day, and that would have been the only event, whereas this year we decided to expand it into a 5-day of events through a series of music, art, installations, and of course the parade.
In terms of people, the main issue was to first of all see if there was enough interest from the students to participate in this, because one of my colleagues approached me, he was kind of organising the first meeting with me, and the first meeting we had was with students and also with the organisers of the festival. So Debbie Wright was there and Andy Smith was there as well, and that was basically the core group of students that turned up on that day, that really took part in shooting the event.
For each event, say it was a nighttime shoot, it'd have a different criteria, different set of problems than the daytime parade, and so just for the students themselves to understand what it was that they were trying to get from each project.
It's mostly with street events, as I said, you've very little control over what can happen. So, on the day of the parade we've had 1 or 2 groups that don't turn up to participate, and then we have to rejig the running order of the parade and reiterate that to the MC at the reviewing stand. We've most of it planned in advance, but as to whether it will happen or not is very hard to know.
A lot depended on how well the crew was prepared. So we had to do a good bit of pre-production, so to say, with everybody. The thing with live events is that something happens maybe 1 minute and the next minute it's gone. Particularly with the flash mob, we only had 3.5 minutes. So the students were aware of that and they knew that they only had 1 shot. And that was, I think, a very good experience for them to experience.
Insofar as St. Patrick's Day Festival parade itself, or any parade, the main problem would be the changing of light on the day, either being a sunny day and then raining and then overcast.
During the shoot of the Dragon's Tail, I was on the crowd reactions, and because it was at night, there was very little lighting, and it was difficult to find people's faces that weren't completely in shadow. So there was moments when the show had fire, which lit all the crowd up, but then the exposure went mental. So it was very difficult to find the sort of balance between a face that was well lit and something that was either way too dark or way too bright. Then in the flash mob, it was in daylight, and I was also on reactions. There was a huge difference between the reactions that I could get in that and the win in a Dragon's Tail.
The main challenge with logistics was basically equipment, because this school has only a certain amount of equipment, and also day students needed to use cameras at certain times during the day, whereas our project required us to use them in the evenings and on the weekends, which was okay, but it had its challenges in terms of organizing that cameras were brought back in time, that all the cameras were charged up, that batteries were available, and that kind of thing.
Different positions have different pluses and negatives, basically. So if you were to shoot from, say, at the O'Brien's Bridge, where you're looking down onto the bridge mills, I think that's the same bridge, you're just seeing it's a big, wide open space, so it's pretty boring to see, and the whole thing gets lost unless it's a big, huge brass band. So we made decisions that you would keep certain cameras on Shop Street, so that you have a tighter space and it just looks more dramatic when the stuff is going through. I'd happily work with the students again. Yeah, they were great, very enthusiastic, and everybody that wanted something from the project, from the whole St. Patrick's Day festival, they all kind of grasped at it and wanted to learn how to shoot a flash mob and how to shoot a parade and get out at night and shoot stuff at night. So they were very enthusiastic, and it's great. I think the whole festival, Debbie and Craig up at St. Patrick's Festival, will be delighted with the product they'll get at the end.
Yeah, we thought it was great. We loved this song. The song is nice, and we loved the boat, didn't we, girls?
The light show was incredible. We really liked the music.
Man, the light show was cool. It was awesome. Yeah, I liked it.
I went to GTI myself and did media production, and I know very well the importance of actually going out and working in the industry as opposed to just learning things within the classroom. And from doing that course and learning things, then going out into the working world of that area and actually putting them values into practice is very important. And I know myself that I gained huge benefit from doing things like that, so I would only presume and hope that the students on the video course felt the same way.
It felt good as well to be part of the festival itself. Even just in a minor role that we had, but it felt very good to be a part of it. Definitely, I would definitely work again in a project like this. I enjoyed it immensely, and I have something to show for it in the end. So I would definitely go for it again.
I do really believe that the students benefited greatly from the experience, particularly because it was such an unusual project for them to do. I do think that they took something away from it and that they learned something new in addition to what they've actually done during the year as well. So it was a great project for them, and also it was a great piece for the show reel. I would definitely work with the students again on a project like this. It was very, very enjoyable.